Yeah, buddy. What is up, guys? This is Zimmer from Splamming, and today I have a 44-5 team deathmatch for you guys. This gameplay was recorded the day the game came out. That's why everyone's like low level. So yeah. And for those of you guys who don't know, I got the game early for Xbox, but for PlayStation I had to wait till the day came out. So what else? I didn't really care that much. I got the game early on one platform. Even if I got the game early on, like, you know, DS or whatever, I would have been fine. I'm just kidding. Wii is where it's at. You guys don't know. Don't know what you guys are talking about. But yeah, Wii has the best graphics, hands down. Just kidding. But anyways, I want to talk to you guys about high school and how it's going. And I guess you guys really like me talking about my high school experience or life. And I guess I'm going to tell you guys the first day of high school. I can distinctly remember it. And it was a cool day. And also, the thing about going to high school is that you have to know is it's not anything like TV or what TV makes it sound to be. And look, I just got a triple like 4 or 5 seconds ago. But yeah. So with that said, I mean, I kind of thought that high school would be like, oh, you know, there would be the jocks, and then you would have, you know, the preppy white girls, and everything of that is a lie, except the preppy white girls, because there are some white girls that, you know, just act white, but they're inside not who they act to be. And the thing about freshmen, to me, this is to me, not to anyone else probably, is that they are very annoying in the sense that they don't know who they are in high school, which is fine. I mean, we're all trying to find, you know, ourselves or whatever. But I mean, I don't act like a freshman. To me, that's just something I just don't do. And I've always been that type of person who hasn't really had friends my age. Which I'm not having like senior friends when I'm a freshman. No, like mainly I could say the majority of my friends are sophomores or juniors. And why? I don't know. Maybe because those people are chiller, if that makes sense. They're just more laid back. That's a better word, or a better way to put it. And they kind of understand their selves or who they are in high school, which is good. Because there are some freshmen that I look at who try to be cool, or, you know, they try to be popular, or they try to be the cool ones that everyone wants to be with or hang around. And I mean, that sometimes that works, but other times people like that gets a person not want to be around you. And I can tell you guys I can call up any one of my friends right now, you know, freshmen, or I have freshman friends, I'm not gonna lie, but I can call up anyone right now and promise you guys that majority of the school thinks that I'm pretty chill. I mean, I just don't act like a freshman. I'm sorry. And I mean, I break rules, and then there's nothing, you know, I'm not being like, hey guys, break rules, it's cool if you do that. No, I'm just saying, like, I don't care. I'm laid back. That's the best way to put it. But I want to talk to you guys about my first day of high school, and that day was, and look, I didn't even see that guy. That day was a great day, and I didn't know my way around high school, and that's kind of like what everyone does. They don't know their way around high school. I mean, it's a new school. You've been at your old school for what, 8 years, maybe 2. You understood the ropes. You know where was what corners to get to the class, or maybe, you know, you had all one class in one room, whatever. But going to high school is a huge transition. I want to tell you guys that if you guys are in 8th grade now, or 7th grade, or maybe younger, high school is nothing compared to that. Grammar school is a joke compared to high school. Maybe some grammar schools may prepare you, but majority of the ones that I talk about with my friends, or talk to about with my friends, they're like, no. 8th grade was nothing compared to high school. The workload is so much. It's so demanding. And in the, you know, predicament I'm in, which I had to test to get in my high school. And I guess our school likes to call it like the special ones, or like gifted or whatever. Actually, they don't call it that. I just said that. But yeah, gifted is what they would say. And why? I don't know. I guess we have to be smart. And I go to like one of the top schools in my state. And I'm not like showboating, but I mean, it's an honor basically to, you know, sit in my classroom with 1,000 1,000 kids. It's not 1,000 kids in one classroom, but in a school with 1,000 kids in my grade, there's 4,000 total, and we all had to test to get in there. So, in a sense, we are all smart in our ways. We had to get, the best grades, 7th and 8th grade. I don't know. You couldn't get in trouble. If I would have got suspended, I definitely wouldn't have been able to make it in school and whatever. Which is kind of funny because I've never been suspended from school, and I've done a lot of shit in school. For example, I remember in 3rd grade, this girl who was sitting next to me told me that her parents have a baby expecting, and I was like, oh, really? And she's like, oh yeah, my parents also told me that the dog bit her, or I don't know, I think she said the stork came, or some bullshit like that. And if you guys don't know how babies are made, don't listen to this part of the video. You can find out in a couple of years. But I was like, wait a minute. I found out like in kindergarten how babies were made. I'm like, that's a lie. That's not how babies were made. This is how babies were made. And I didn't know how to explain it to her because I wasn't just like, your parents did this. I didn't say that. And I was like, there was a glue stick around me. I was like, oh, perfect. So I grabbed the glue stick, opened. It was like a glue stick, not the glue bottle. And I opened it, and I'm like, this is basically what your parents did to have the baby. And I got called in the office, and I was like, look, I'm sorry. She didn't know how babies were made, and her parents were lying to her. And the office actually was on my side. And the next year, or next 2 years or something like that, we had sex education. So that was a cool thing. Look at that emblem I just unlocked. I'm so cool. So this is actually the 40-7 dome gameplay that I got. I got triple domed in this gameplay. You'll see what I mean. Yeah. So there was another time in high school, in grade school, that I said we were having sex education, and my vice principal, who was a woman, was in the room watching it, and she was like, we were talking about things that could really affect your life, and kids were like STDs, HIV, this and that, and I said getting a girl knocked up, and look at that triple, bam, I get triple dome on the dome map, if that makes sense. But yeah, gonna start off the game well. So yeah, and I said getting a girl knocked up. Not the best way to put it, guys. I could have easily just said getting a girl pregnant, or impregnating a girl, or I guess I basically said fucking a girl. And my vice principal was so mad. I got called into her office after that. I mean, she didn't want to make the guy who was teaching sex ed embarrassed or whatever, but he was like, I remember he even said, he was like, we're gonna put it a better way. How about, getting a girl pregnant? And he wrote it on the board, and I'm like, yeah, sure, that's what I meant. So that was another time. Another time in high school, I actually shared this story one time, but in front of a teacher, I asked a girl if she liked things in her mouth, and I know, I got in trouble for that. It was a huge riot, and yeah, it was not a good time. I don't understand how I didn't get, suspended for that. And then another time I can remember is a time when I told my teacher I had no respect for her because she didn't teach us anything. It got to the point where I was bored in class, and I actually wanted to learn something, as stupid as that sounds. Now I wish, I took that back. I wish that would have been a class where we didn't learn anything. But at the time, it kind of feels like, it's almost like watching the same TV show over and over again. It gets boring. You want to see something new. At least you want to see a different episode of that TV show. And we did nothing in that class. It was, in a sense, the biggest blow-off class ever. It was more of a blow-off class than gym. And gym is an easy A, guys. Unless health, I could see you getting, not an easy A, because health you actually have to know stuff in. And I mean, it's pretty simple, but I don't know. So yeah, and then I don't know. The woman told the principal, and the principal wanted to, I don't know, they didn't want to suspend me because I stood for what I said. I was like, look, I have no respect for you. I'm sorry, but teach something. And then it's funny, kind of ironic that we actually started learning stuff in that class. So look at that. I actually had a point to my B. But back to the high school stuff. I don't know why I went onto that tangent. So high school, my first day, didn't know anywhere. Had to go to this room. I made it through 4 periods of knowing where to go. Finally, 5th period, I don't know where to go. I wish I knew where to go, but I looked like a lost kid. It was obvious that I was a new kid. I don't call myself a freshman. I call myself a new kid because that's the coolest way to put it. I don't know. People find that funny too. So I'm trying to figure out my way, and I'm like walking to class. So I was like looking around, and all of a sudden I run into this huge fat black girl. And I'm not being racist when I say that. She was, you know, she was black or African American, or I don't know if she was African American. Maybe she was like, you know, straight off the boat from Africa. But the point is that she was heavy. I mean, I'm not gonna lie and be like, oh, she was very skinny, because, you know, and the reason I say that is because a lot of people on YouTube like to find ways to call you, you know, a sellout or a racist or whatever, and I'm just telling you I'm telling you for how it is, or how it was. And she was like, she looked at me as we were walking in the hall, and she was like, little boy, you gotta watch where you, and then she was like, ooh, what your name is, when she saw me. It was like that weird 4 seconds of like her saying, she's like, ooh, what your name is, and like, this is like in the middle of like walking to class, and I'm like, my name is Imri, and she's like, oh, what up, my name LaDasha, L-A-dash-up, but the dash is silent, and like, I don't know exactly how to put it, but I've never heard a name like that. And she said the dash was silent, so that was really funny. And I'm like, oh, cool. I was like, but I have to get to my class right now, so it was nice meeting you. It was the weirdest way for me to like try to say bye to her, and I was creeped out, and I actually had to go in my class. And she's like, oh, boo-boo, I'll walk you to your classroom. It don't matter. My teachers already know I'm going to be late. And so I figured out this woman, or this girl, I'm sorry, has went to the school already. And I figured out she was a junior, just from the word of mouth. And I was like, oh, okay. So she walked me in my classroom. And before like I walked in, I was like, oh, thank you, you know, thanks for walking me to class. I wasn't gonna be a dick and be like, leave me the fuck alone. But I was like, thank you. And she was like, I'll see you tomorrow, Imri. I was like, okay. Turns out I don't go that route ever anymore. Don't go that route again. So yeah, watch out for LaDasha. But the dash is silent, guys. The dash is silent. And LaDasha, if you're watching this out there, I'm sorry that I had to put you in this commentary, but it turns out that I'm so freaked out. So yeah, I'm sorry. Still love you, boo boo. Don't get the wrong idea that I said that. So yeah, that's been my high school. I have a lot of high school stories. I want to talk to you guys about the first time I got in trouble. So I hope you guys like that. This is a high school and 8th grade stories. Damn, all I need for this video to go viral is some hot girls.
Hey, Imri.
Oh, hey, what's up, Taylor?
Oh, you know, just hanging out in my bikini playing some MW3. No big.
Oh, are you pwning some noobs?
Always. You should really subscribe to Textbook 12.
Alright, I'll go subscribe.
Bye.
Woo! Your fans should hang out with us more often. Subscribe to our YouTube page.